It happened on a rainy Monday morning when Miss Clara Evans walked into Crestwood High School for her very first day as a substitute teacher. She was young, no older than 28, with a calm, graceful presence and a soft voice that could melt even the coldest silence. But Crestwood wasn't known for kindness. The school had been plagued for years by a group of notorious troublemakers, Josh, Tyler, and Brent. They had no respect for authority and treated each new teacher like their personal target. But Miss Clara was not like the others. From the moment she stepped into room 209, eyes followed her. Some stared with curiosity, others with malice. She smiled politely and began to write her name on the board. Behind her, Josh whispered something crude. Tyler snorted. Brent smirked. They had seen her kind before, young, hopeful, vulnerable. They thought it would be easy. The class began, and Clara spoke softly about literature. But the bullies weren't interested in Shakespeare or poetry. Josh rolled a paper ball and threw it at her back. She turned, calmly picked it up, and continued as if nothing happened. Brent made fart noises with his mouth. The class chuckled. Clara didn't even flinch. Tyler scribbled profanity on his desk while muttering insults. Clara gently asked him to erase it, but he just laughed. Then it happened. As Clara turned to pick up a dropped notebook, Josh leaned over from the second row and slapped her behind. The room fell into dead silence. What happened next no one could have imagined. Without a moment's hesitation, Clara spun around with a fluid, powerful motion. A perfect spinning kick landed squarely on Josh's desk, knocking it backward with a loud crash. Josh stumbled to the floor, eyes wide in disbelief. Her voice cut through the air like steel. Touch me again, and I promise you, there will be consequences far worse than suspension. The class gasped. Brent's jaw dropped. Tyler froze. Everyone stared, stunned, as Clara stood tall, her presence radiating strength and unshakable dignity. But Clara wasn't just strong physically, her story was deeper than that. After school, word of the incident spread like wildfire. Students whispered in awe. Some cheered. Others were confused. A few, especially the quiet ones, were inspired. Later that week, Principal Harris called Clara to his office. Josh's mother had filed a complaint. But something unexpected happened. A group of students had come forward in her defense. Sarah, a shy girl often bullied for her weight, Michael, a bookworm mocked for his stutter, and even Chloe, a former member of the popular crowd who'd grown tired of their cruelty. They all said the same thing: Miss Clara made them feel safe. For the first time in a long time, someone stood up, not just for herself, but for them too. Clara was given full-time teaching responsibilities. She began a new club after school called Stand Strong, where students learn self-defense, confidence, and how to face bullies with calm, firm resilience. But what the students didn't know was that Clara had been bullied 2 years ago, in a different school, where a teacher had told her to ignore it and not make a scene. Back then, she had stayed silent. Now, she chose to be the voice for those who couldn't speak. Josh, Tyler, and Brent were suspended, yes, but more importantly, they were forced to attend counseling sessions. Clara didn't believe in just punishment. She believed in change. Slowly, over weeks, even those three began to shift. Brent apologized during a club session. Tyler asked Clara for help with his writing. And Josh, the one who had crossed the worst line, he eventually stood in front of the class and admitted his mistake. I thought strength was about power, he said. But today, I saw that it's about respect. The class clapped. Not for him, but for the change. For the transformation. For Clara. By the end of the semester, room 209 had become more than just a classroom, it was a safe haven. And Clara Evans, the young teacher with the soft voice and steel will, had become a symbol of courage. She had faced humiliation and chose not to break, but to rise. Message for viewers. Sometimes, the world underestimates the quiet ones. Sometimes, strength isn't loud or angry, it's calm, firm, and precise. Miss Clara's story teaches us, when you're pushed, you don't have to fall, you can spin, rise, and kick back with dignity.